Okay, I literally stopped that recording and heard it's about to blow. It's about to blow. It's like the pot has been simmering. We turn up the heat a little bit more, and now they're like, it's about to blow. Like, we're here. Okay, so there's something else I have to talk about. So what they showed me was the Earth, the global energy, the pressure of it was maintained by the Earth, the ground, the trees, whatever you call Earth. And it's now being released into the human collective. So I guess like for a long time, the Earth, like I said, trees, mountains, whatever, acted as storage for this energy, this cosmic light that humanity wasn't ready to receive yet. And that cycle's ending. That is also being released. Do you know what I'm saying? So we're talking thousands of years of energy buildup and pressure that the quote-unquote Earth held is now being released into humanity. It's moving into human bodies in your energetic field. I'm trying to explain this because they're just showing me energy waves coming from everywhere. Just from everywhere. Nothing's being held back from us anymore. And we're all in this storm of energy waves. And I keep getting that. It's about to blow. It's about to blow. Which, I know it always sounds bad, and at times it feels bad, but at times it feels really beautiful too, if you're paying attention. Because it is really beautiful, because along with this, it's clearing out things that are bad for us. Do you see what I'm saying? It's opening, pathways that have been blocked. It's releasing anger we had, fears we had, it's lies we were told, like all the toxic junk that we've been holding on to. It's releasing all of that. That's the point of this whole thing. But during it, you'll feel restless or frustrated and find yourself dealing with things you thought you healed already, or patterns you thought you broke already, or suppressed emotions. They're all being pushed to the surface to release it. Imagine a life after you have released every hurt, every fear, every trauma. Can you imagine just being light all the time? That's what this is. That's what this is about. Can you freaking imagine? It makes me want to cry. No pain, emotional or physical. They say that all of this is a way to heal rather than repress. It is about to blow, but it's a great release. Do you know what I mean? It may not feel so great as you're going through it, but once you get on the other side, it's beautiful. And you have a role to play. And again, all you have to do is exist at your natural frequency. And your natural frequency, if you're an empath, is high vibrational. It's all the external stuff we let drag us down. If we stop doing that, if we clear that out or block it or whatever works for you, all you got to do is exist, and you're doing your job, because your energy is high vibrational and it spreads like wildfire. Okay, the other thing I need to say that came through, may be a little controversial, but it's what came through. What can I say? Okay, so they were showing me like the Earth had been holding back all these energies that humanity wasn't ready for. And it's a buildup of, I don't know, decades, centuries, eons. And as that is being released, it's like the more... Keep in mind, as an empath, you know more than most people about what's happening now. With transformation and the energy waves and ascension, like most people in general may have heard of it, but don't really understand it. Not that we completely understand it, but you know what I mean. You understand more. Most people don't know they're experiencing energy waves. They don't know that the Earth was holding back energy and now it's being, like, they don't know that. And so it's sort of, the more they try to repress it or fight it, that energy has to go somewhere. You know, in science, did they tell you, like, energy cannot be created or destroyed, blah, blah, blah. So if you release an energy and you're trying to release it towards something and that person dodges, that energy doesn't just stop. It lands somewhere, right? So it's like the more people fight this, the more the energy will hit a different way. And so we're talking about weather events, nature, right? Do you notice how the weather has been insane? That's part of this energy being released. The earth will always clean itself out. The earth will adapt. The question is, will humanity? Right? The dinosaurs didn't make it when it happened for them. You know what I'm saying? Okay, next thing. This is very important. This has come through several times during collectives. It's about reluctant leaders. Empaths have a tendency to want to shrink themselves because you're a natural antenna, right? If you put yourself out there, you get all kinds of stuff sent your way, good and bad. So you've got hit with so much bad, you kind of want to shrink yourself, like, you don't need to notice me, I'm just over here existing. But you have to get out of that, because there's a lot of you who are meant to lead in some way. You have to get over a fear of being seen. You have to get over the fear of what will be projected at you if you stand there in your light. Because there's something specific about those who are being called to step forward, but they're hesitating. You're now going to be pushed. They're showing it like we've poked and prodded you a bit. I don't know, maybe you're the best at what you do, or maybe you want a different life where you help people, but you're afraid to be, like, whatever it is that you're being called to do and you just keep kind of pulling back, you're going to be pushed forward. And I've got many times that there's a couple people that I work with that have a very important role in the aftermath of this ascension. They have a role in the process of it, but they also have a role where they're going to be seen. And the way I see it is like TVs and internet and like just all over the place. They're going to be seen because they have some kind of important kind of leadership role in quote unquote the new earth. So the message is whatever it is, and if this is for you, you most likely know already what this is about. It's something that you keep feeling pulled to do, but you think you're not ready, or you don't want to put yourself out there, or like you keep shrinking back. And the message is, we've poked and prodded. You're about to get pushed, so you can volunteer to step out, or we can force you to. It's up to you. You just have to get out of that habit, like I said, and a lot of empaths do that because we pick up so much from everybody. We kind of just want to be by ourselves, or we kind of like, I don't want to cause too many waves, or I don't want to be in the spotlight, or, if that's where you're meant to be, that's where you're meant to be. The other shift empaths have to make, and I am processing this myself. This message first came through when I was meditating on my own stuff. I'm processing this myself, and apparently this process began in June. A sort of long-term ripple effect where empaths are being challenged to go from the giving, sacrificing, stereotypical empath, right? The doormat that I want everybody to be happy, I want to help everybody, I feel everybody's pain, and to being open to receiving and refueling, focusing on yourself. This is easy to say, difficult to do. I say it all the time. You gotta take care of yourself. You can't pour from an empty cup, but I don't do it. You have to understand the fact that you are an empath, yes, so you want to help everybody, you want to heal everybody, and you probably tend to give more than you receive. You have to get out of that. Because your role is so important, you literally can't pour from an empty cup. So you can't even fulfill your role if you're not fulfilled yourself. Does that make sense? If you're not refueling yourself, you are no good to whatever you're supposed to do out here. You can't do it. So they're pushing you. Again, some ripple came in June that's going to have a long-term effect that is pushing empaths to find the balance between giving and sacrificing and receiving and refueling. And again, the nudges time is over. When you get the message, like, you literally have to work on it now. And things will happen in your life to force you. If you don't do it willingly, things are going to happen in your life to force you to learn. I have to recharge. I have to be open to receiving. Just like I give, I can receive. You block a lot of your manifestations because your energy is so used to not receiving. You're so used to not receiving that when you try to manifest something, it can't get in because your energy just keeps pushing away because you're used to not getting stuff. Okay, one last thing I got to talk about. We got to talk, and I'm sorry to everybody that doesn't understand this. We have to talk about the feminine energy rising. And again, that does not mean women per se. It's the feminine energy is rising. Everybody has masculine and feminine energy. Okay? There is going to be a powerful wave of feminine energy that is rising, what I understand to be for the next 2 years. This energy is supposed to kind of dilute the hustle culture that we've been in, right? It focuses more on sustainable ways, right? The way that we have been operating as a society is not sustainable. It focuses on, again, empathy, compassion, boundary setting, protection of people, justice, that kind of thing. So what we're going through now is sort of a battle of that. The old ways of the quote-unquote masculine energy and the feminine energy is now coming in, and they're kind of battling. And that's why you see what's happening. People that are used to the old ways, the masculine ways, are panicked. They don't want to, this is all they know. I don't want anything to change, So we're in the midst of that. So it's like counteracting the overload of modern life, right? The constant scrolling and everything's done online and nobody's caring about each other, blah, blah, blah. They're coming to a head. The feminine energy will wash over. But during this, as we're going through this sort of energetic battle, there is an urgent need to stop. Don't get wrapped up in it. Create moments for yourself. Take time for yourself. You have to avoid burnout. You will get washed away in these waves. You have to actively participate in taking care of yourself and your energy. So as we go through this, and you can see this, this is not a secret. You can see it playing out everywhere. As the old ways, all the old structures crumble, corruption's being exposed, and people fighting to maintain their perceived power. It's very important, and I have to work on this myself, to stay out of an energy of us versus them. Okay? And it's difficult because you see people hurting people or not having compassion for people, and you're an empath, and it's very hard not to be angry at the quote-unquote them. But my guides are saying you have to be conscious of that. It's not an us versus them thing. What's happening is for the benefit of everyone, and just some people don't see it yet. They don't understand. Another thing that just came through, something they're saying to do to try to shift your energy is taking time. And I just put up a challenge on Facebook about grounding yourself and getting in the sun and scanning your body before you even open your eyes in the morning. But they're saying take time each day to write down, 5 to 10 things that you're grateful for, 5 to 10 things that are going right in your life instead of focusing on what's going wrong. They say it's a very simple practice that'll keep you grounded in the present, keep you attracting good things because you're focusing on the good things rather than the bad. And we all tend to do that. We walk around and we're like, this is wrong and I need blah, blah, blah. Take time every day to be like, oh, but I never struggle with this, and this is going really great, and I have this great thing, and just take a couple minutes, write down a couple things every day that you're grateful for. Gratitude will always bring in good things. Always. As an empath, you can feel the weight. Not only do you feel the energy waves we keep going through, but you can feel the weight of what's going on in the world. I highly suggest not getting too caught up in the news. I know we need to keep up with stuff. Check in and check back out. because you're going to feel it anyway. Why add to that? They say to also make sure to put out good energy in terms of, I don't know, if you're out and about, be sure to say something nice to someone, hold the door for someone, tip people well. I know there's a whole argument about it shouldn't be the customer's responsibility to pay, blah, blah, blah. But once in a while, you know what I mean? Just do something just for the hell of doing something nice. You know what I mean? It literally shifts the energy. It shifts your energy. You feel good because you did something nice. That person feels good because something nice happened, and that will shift the energy in the whole environment. Make a conscious effort every day to do something nice. It doesn't have to cost you anything. Just do something nice. It shifts the energy. They also say be patient with yourself. You are shifting so quickly. And in addition to, everybody's having to go through these waves, but in addition to it, you're also an empath, so you got to feel it for everyone else too. I know it's hard, so be patient with yourself. Your old habits and things you did to protect yourself, like that doesn't fit with who you are anymore, and you got to work through that, and it takes time. It's a whole process to relearn. I was doing this because I was fearful of that. Well, I don't need to be fearful of that, so I can do this differently now. It's a process. Be patient with yourself. Okay, this is already too long. I'm gonna wrap this up and see what comes through for you guys.